The Play Mornings with Steph and John replay.
Good morning, world.
It is January 30th, 2024.
And it feels like March.
Yeah.
It is so warm out there. The streets are so slushy. My truck is filthy. And I filled up my washer fluid last week.
Yeah.
And on the way to work this morning, it dinged.
Better that than coolant. Better that than coolant, eh?
He's speaking from experience, sir.
Yeah, even if as it gets warmer, my car is just like, John, we're shutting down here. So.
Oh, dear. Yeah, that's a bad time. But for normal people who have a car that works, this is my PSA about windshield washer fluid.
Okay.
Fill it up because you can't see if you don't have any.
That's true.
But also, do you think I'm overusing it, that I filled it up last week and now an entire jug is gone? Or do you think I'm just like obsessed with being able to see out my windshield?
I think knowing you have a little more obsession to be able to clearly see, like completely. I'm the type of guy who, even if there's frost on my windshield, sometimes it's not coming off, like I'll soldier through and make it to work.
You should not admit these things on the air.
It's not illegal.
What kind of car do you drive again? Because the police are going to be watching for you.
I drive a red truck.
That's me. Stop that. There's a big gaping hole in my heart.
Aw, Steph, I'm right here.
Oh, thank you. Can you fill the hole in my living room as well?
That's not so much. Why? What's going on?
Well, I took my tree down over the weekend. Thank you.
Thank
you. I know. I undecorated it. I put all the stuff in the Rubbermaid. That's gone. And then last night, my husband did like the final nail in the coffin by carrying out our very dead skeletal tree.
Yep.
From the living room and kind of cleaned it all up, put the living room back together, I would say.
Yeah.
But now it just looks so empty. Like it seems like there's something missing. I think I need to replace my Christmas tree with like an everyday kind of tree.
A tree? You want it? What about a ficus or a fern?
That could work, but it needs to be really big. Like I need it to fill that gaping hole that the tree left behind.
What was there? What was there before your tree?
This is the question. What was there before? It might be my coffee table.
No, the fact that you cannot remember what was there before, it proves that your tree was up for far too long, and what?
I think the coffee table's still in the shed, now that you mention it.
The shed?
I think we took it out to put the tree in. Okay, maybe I don't need a tree of ficus or a fern.
You need to find out what was there prior.
And go get it back. I've taken to reading in the evenings.
Good for you.
I know. And my husband and I will each sit on our couches and we'll sit in silence and just enjoy the reading while in each other's company.
That's so cute.
I know. Sounds so romantic. But my neighbor, he's recently gotten a generator.
Okay.
And he's using it to heat a heater in his garage so that the siding doesn't buckle, I guess, before he can get it up on the house. Yeah, but it's like a never ending, like the generator always has to be on.
Of course it does.
And so we're sitting there in silence, happily reading our books, but there's just just all the time.
He's killing the romance. Does he know he's killing the romance?
Does he know? Does he know that we can hear it while we're sleeping as well? But it reminded me of when I was a kid. My parents used to have this remote cottage up in the middle of nowhere. If you're familiar with Northern Ontario, it was on Quintet Lake. And we had a generator there. Okay. But so did every other cottage on the lake. You had to go up 38 miles by snow machine. Then you had to cross over 3 frozen lakes to get to it. And so at night, when it would get dark, we would all power our lights with generators. And so you would be up in the middle of absolute nowhere. There was no phones. There was no power. But then everybody's cottages would just be going... And that's where I was last night. I was reading my book, but I was back at Quintet Lake.
I found a really good deal on Kijiji.
Kijiji?
Yeah, $1,500 car, Toyota Camry.
Do people still use Kijiji? Is that a safe site to be looking for a car on?
It was on every list that I saw where to find a car. It was always the 5th one.
After what? Like Auto Trader, Marketplace?
Yeah, Auto Trader is too rich for my blood currently. And then, usually the second one was always Marketplace, some sort of marketplace, either Facebook or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, Kijiji always hit the list at around number 5.
Now, I haven't found Kijiji to be, wow, sorry, the sunrise just distracted me. It's beautiful out there. I have not found Kijiji to be a viable option for a few years now. Since Facebook kind of took over Marketplace as the main seller, Kijiji kind of fell into the scam zone.
I've heard about that, and that's why I wanted to bring it up with you. As somebody who's never used Kijiji, and I know you have once or twice, I want to know if you had a story like that to deter me from buying this $1,500 car.
Yeah, I do have a story. I have used Kijiji multiple times, but the last time I used it was, of course, the last because it got scammed, and it was somebody.
Just jumping right in.
This is so sad, John. Somebody was selling an espresso machine. It was a great deal.
Yeah.
It was $500, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this! This machine is like worth $1,500. We need to buy it." I say to my husband,
Already, red flags aren't.
well, I mean, some people just don't know what they have, you know?
Okay.
And so I was like, I'm gonna give you $500. You're gonna give me this machine. Well, the guy lived in Calgary. We lived here. And so we were going down to the mountains for family day weekend. So we're like, we'll come and get it next weekend. He said, yeah, sure. I'll hold it for you if you give me a deposit.
Ooh.
I know. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I need it that bad, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a great deal, but I don't know if it's a deal I'm willing to lose $200 for as a deposit type thing.
Absolutely.
And so we said no, and then he kept pressing.
That's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
And he was like, hey, I have this bill I need to pay. Please, can you just give me the money now? I promise I'll knock $200 off it. So now he was going to give us the espresso machine for $300 if we just paid him before we went.
Okay, and you guys took this as a warning sign, didn't do anything.
We were like, oh, you poor guy, you're down and out. Okay, sure, we'll help you out. You can have the $300 now. We'll get the espresso machine from you on the weekend.
And you got it, and you're having delicious cappuccinos.
And then his number was no longer in service, and the address he gave us was some sort of strange area that was not residential, and we never heard from him again. And he had our $300. And hence my big beacon warning to you, John. Kijiji is a scam site. Do not buy a car from Kijiji. Blink, blink, blink. Last week I was telling you about a conversation starter method for helping you with small talk.
The Ford method, or the FOR method, because the D sucks.
Do you remember what they stand for?
Yeah, family, occupation,
recreation.
Yeah, and dreams, of course. Dreams was so stupid.
Which you wanted to just get out of there because you're like, if you're making small talk with somebody, you're not going to be like, what's your 5-year plan?
Yeah, right?
What are your hopes and dreams? What would you like out of this life? But I found a new one.
Are you trying to tell me something as like your co-host?
You could get better at small talk.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm doing. But I do feel like these are just so helpful in the realm of, you know, when you get stuck in an awkward conversation that you can kind of pull from some options.
Okay.
So if you don't want to do family, occupation, recreation, and definitely not dreams, you could do the... Now, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. It is an acronym.
Oh, of course it is.
HEFE. So is it like... the
Heffy
method? The Hefe method. Like if you said like, Hefe. Anyway, let's see if you actually want to do it. Here are your ways to do it. Small talk, hobbies.
Hobbies, yeah, that's fair.
What do you like to do on the weekend? Are you doing anything fun over the summer? Do you play any sports? Hobbies.
Yeah.
Okay, so the E of Hefe, entertainment.
I like this already way better.
What's your favorite TV show?
Yeah.
Have you read any good books lately? What's the best movie you've seen in last year? Yeah, that's easy, right?
F is family, I'm assuming.
Food.
Food. This is already way better. Are you kidding me? Unless E stands for like extra dreams.
It does not.
Food is perfect, by the way.
Yeah. So food. Do you like to cook? What's your favorite thing to cook when you're having somebody over? If you could have any meal right now, what would it be?
Yeah.
Who has the best wings in town? And then E.
E, hit it.
Environment.
Okay, you lost me. That was awful.
Okay, but not like let's talk about the environment and climate change, but about the environment you're in right now. So, say you're standing next to somebody at a bus stop, you might say, do you take this bus often? Is it usually on time?
No, that's so... No. Oh, they always screw it up on the end.
I've never been to this restaurant before. Have you been since the renovations?
No.
Is it always crowded in here?
Oh, they lost me.
No, I think that makes sense. I almost feel like the E should be first.
Really?
Man, I've never been here before. Wow, it's really nice in here.
But I think that's a given of small talk. I think if you can't come up with that part of small talk yourself, you need more than the Hefe or Ford method.
Or the Ford? Okay, fine. I think you could open with these. I think this is a good one.
Well,
it's so sunny out. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. On to hobbies.
I decided today that I will return to the haircut of the moulet.
The haircut of the moulet. What does that mean?
Mullet.
Mullet. Are you getting a mullet?
You're absolutely right. I'm getting a mullet. Now, the first time we met, I had a nice permed mullet. And then a week later, I had like no hair.
And that was actually our first conversation. So we said hello and you just kind of like walked away shyly.
Yeah.
And then a week later, the first real conversation we had was you saying, I went to the hair salon and they ruined my haircut and now I don't have a mullet anymore. And I thought, I didn't realize mullets were something to mourn the loss of.
Hey, watch your mouth. But anyways, I'm getting a mullet after work, and if it goes wrong, it's going to be buzzed. However, in my search for where to get a nice, beautiful mullet,
A moulet.
it's fancier to say it that way.
Sure, I don't know if people know what a moulet is, but we've
Well, they do now.
leveled
We've said
up their
mullet and moulet
lexicon.
enough. But in my search, I have found charts. Did you know there were charts for different kind of face shapes and different kind of haircuts that you need to get?
I was unaware, but is it saying for you that you have the perfect moulet face shape?
So I have a round face shape. Yeah, right?
A round face, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. It's just
No.
that your face, that's the shape your face came out.
Yeah. Well, apparently these are the 4 best haircuts for guys if you have a round face shape. A faux hawk with short sides, which is it's a little bit of a moulet. Like, a faux hawk would be like kind of a shorter front, and you just don't see the back. I think back does not matter for dudes at all. Like, I think the back of the hair, because I'm not seeing anything like that. Second, I'm just covering up. Second is fringe up, which is just a faux hawk, but normal sides. Third is undercut, and fourth is quiff. But that's not fun. Let's go with the ladies. Ladies, you have a lot to live up for. Steph, what face shape would you say you have?
I think I also have a round face.
Okay, well, here's what makes you look flattering.
Okay.
A hairstyle that adds more length to the face and is face framing. Bangs and layers will slim the face. Make sure the hair is longer than chin length. You have all that, except for bangs.
I don't have bangs. I have made the mistake to get bangs multiple times in my life.
Mistake? Is this chart wrong?
It has to be, or at least for a low maintenance person like me. Like, I have gotten bangs.
Yeah.
The hairstylist has done them very nicely. The next day, I have tried to copy what she's done, and then thereafter, until they grow out, I have bobby pinned them straight back from my face because bangs are never a good idea.
But that's always the case, isn't it? You'll go get a haircut, they'll do something that you can somehow never do again.
Mm-hmm. And then you have to live with whatever they did to style it perfectly for that one time and just hope that you don't fall victim to the trap the next time you go back into the chair.
Right?
Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Steph and John replay.
Find more Steph and John at play1037.ca.